Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Sorry, just give me a minute. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to see something. I'm all right. Oh, Vortex. This is Vortex. I don't think you'd be interested in this year's stream because you have no clue what I'm going to talk about. Okay. I gotta do something else. I gotta do some invitations. Okay. I have stuff to talk about. Try to get as much done as possible. Don't care, I'm bored. Okay. Whatever. It's like, give me a like, please. Okay. What's up, everybody? AEW here in order. This is my sports and wrestling channel called Laying the Smackdown. You know, this is for all your wrestling and sports related content. Please. If you're into sports, this is the channel for you. If you're into wrestling, this is the channel for you also. And you know what to do. If you're new here, subscribe. Smash the like button. Get word of mouth. Share this out with friends, family, and colleagues, whatever. Any way possible, whether it's social media or just telling somebody at work or just having a normal conversation with someone face to face about this, my channel. But yeah, okay. Hey, Anthony. Okay. So this is episode 77 of It's All About Wrestling. Yes, originally the 77 was obviously, if you go by the schedule, the show is every Monday, but I did not have a show last week because I was out. So the show is gonna so that's why I moved having the show episode 77 this week instead of last week. So yes, this is episode 77 of It's All About Wrestling, where I talk about the big stuff happened in the week of wrestling. We'll go over what's happened during the shows, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Dynamite, Collision, and also this past Sunday we had NXT, Great American Bash, last night. As we review that, and we're very close to some big pay-per-views this month, both in AEW and WWE. Right now, we're about 6 days away from SummerSlam 2023 in Detroit, Michigan. If DL is here, come by if you want to talk or whatever. If you want to come on, anybody's allowed to come on, really. Okay, so yes, and later in the month, AEW is having the first pay-per-view in Europe called All In at Wembley Stadium in London, England. And yes, so it's a pretty big month of wrestling. Usually the big four, big major promotions. But yeah, okay. So as you know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. If I'm checking my phone, you can't see, but I'm checking my phone, it's because I'm checking that all the stuff leading up to the MLB trade deadline. It's very busy in the world of baseball right now. The trade deadline is tomorrow. So if I stop talking, it might be it's because I'm on my phone or something, checking up on whatever trades are happening, whatever news is happening in the world of sports. Okay. In the world of baseball, actually. All right, let's do this. So Great American Bash. Great American Bash. And yes, Gable Stevenson was booed. and massively booed. Not well. It's just, okay. So okay, let's get on with the pay-per-view. This Great American Bash pay-per-view, NXT's Great American Bash, was held in excuse me for my coffee. Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas, right? Heart of the country of the USA, America, whatever. Okay. Okay. So let's get on with it. I'll tell you my overall thoughts about the event, and then I'll go by match and tell you, and we'll dissect match by match on the then we'll move on to another topic. Try to end this by 8 p.m. at least, before Raw starts, because Raw is at 8 p.m. today. It's the go home show for Raw before SummerSlam. Okay, the first match on the main card was the NXT Tag Team Titles match between Tony D'Angelo and Stacks versus Gallus, who were the champions. Okay. Now, this match was all right. The finish sucked, but whatever. The problem with this pay-per-view, the matches were good for most part, but they did have issues. A lot of the matches had issues with the finishes. A lot of the finishes that people didn't really agree with. And the way how the finishes happened, how the finishes of a match happened. Okay. In this match, I didn't. It wasn't a bad match, but to me, it was a standard tag team match. These two obviously were feuding with each other. As you remember, what happens is Gallus kind of set up Tony D'Angelo. They kind of framed him, planted false evidence to get him arrested. So he was basically in prison 2 or 3 months. Fake prison, not real prison. That was the idea. But he managed. You know what? D'Angelo was proven innocent. He managed to get out, and yeah, to get revenge, him and Stacks. And in the end, they got the win here over Gallus, which was an okay match. My books. The finish is pretty simple. Hell, I don't even remember what the finish was like. But yeah, Tony D'Angelo and Stacks did end up getting the win, and they become the new NXT champions, going into NXT Tuesday tomorrow as champions. Okay, and we'll go over much. All right. Next match. Next match featured Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez in a weapons match. So you can use weapons in this match to hit your opponents, right? To cause damage to your opponents, to hurt your opponents. So this match, Roxanne Perez is from Austin, Texas, from the Texas area. So her mother and sister attended the show. They're sat in the front row by the corner. And yeah, they're obviously right. They were there for support of Roxanne, right? As she managed to walk past, she gave them attention, she hugged them. Then before what happened was, as she was rocking, somebody from the crowd attacked her, right? Gave her a punch, and the person had a hoodie on. That person turned out to be Blair Davenport. So Blair Davenport didn't even get an entry herself. the match. So they decided, you know what? I'm gonna sneak attack. She's gonna sneak attack Roxanne Perez, and from there the match started. They did, and then the bell rang, and the match was officially on. And these two women go at it. Okay, it was just a match to see if this is the kind of match if Roxanne Perez has the fire, has the anger, has whatever it takes to get to the next level, because she's perceived as a goody two shoes, right? And a girl next door, and their Davenport is feeding upon it. It won't happen. It won't happen. He's not going to dethrone Roman Reigns. And Seth is just playing up to Roman, man. They're going to do something there. What was I going to say? This match, man, I'll say that I there's a lot of people that really love Roxanne Perez. I said this in my pre-show on Thursday. I'm not as confident in others as people are in her, okay? She's still young. She's very small. She has no personality, really. I'm nice. I'm gonna show you my anger side. I'm gonna show you my aggressive, angry side. And when I see her make those faces, like when she tries, when I'm like hearing her say that in the promos or backstage segments, whatever, not just backstage segments, but the vignettes leading up to this match, I just don't believe it from her. I just don't believe her that she say, you call me soft, you call me a nice girl, but at this pay-per-view, this event, I'm going to show you my anger side, my aggressive side, that you're going to wake up the beast inside of me. I'm like, I just don't buy it. There's like, I just don't buy it from her. Okay? It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. I do this with every wrestler I see, whether it doesn't matter who. It's just I just don't see it with her as others do. Don't get me wrong, she's young. I think she's 20 or 21. She's young. So she has a lot of time to develop a character and stuff like that, right? She has a long time to go. But I don't think her ceiling is high as some of the women on the roster right now. I think Blair Davenport, if she was on the main roster, would have more success. Okay, I'm just saying that. And Roxanne did get the win here. She did get the win. She did her finisher, the Code Red, to Blair Davenport on 3 steel chairs, and she got the win there. She put Blair Davenport through a table first. Then she finished off with the Code Red onto the steel chairs. She got the win here, as I predicted, I think, right? But, I wish Blair Davenport got the win here. I really did, because I think Blair Davenport, I'm sorry, but I see Blair Davenport like more as a champion than Roxanne Perez. She's just, I don't know. Boring is kind of a mean word to say, but maybe like, I don't know, just not, how can I say dull, boring in a nice way? How can you say boring and dull in a nice way? Like, maybe she's just not interesting. I don't know. I just don't find her interesting. As a character. That's not insulting someone, right? I try my best. But she got the win here. Well, yeah. So, okay. The third match. Oh, a third match. Oh, this is what everybody's really talking about last night, man. The third match. Woo, man, Gable Stevenson, man. Woo, Gable Stevenson. Woo. Not the reaction, the reception that you expected on your debut. And if you guys don't know, Gable Stevenson won the gold medal in amateur wrestling at the Tokyo Olympics. Okay, then after that, he signed a developmental contract with WWE. Okay, and so yesterday, the third match, he had his first official match with Baron Corbin, who got a new theme music as well. Okay, but people, this match was horrible. This match was terrible, even for being like everything was terrible about this whole thing. This whole thing. Gable Stevenson, oh my God, he's trying to be the Kurt Angle of this generation. And what I mean by that, we're we're a singlet, like Olympic or amateur wrestlers wear, right? We're the singlet. We're a gold medal around his neck, like Kurt Angle did back in the 90s, 2000s. But Kurt Angle, like when I saw, when Kurt Angle came out, Kurt Angle ready, you could tell this guy has something right away. There's something about Kurt Angle back then had something right away, and it was complete good mic skills. He had mic skills. His mic skills. I mean, I'll say this: when Kurt Angle started talking in his first couple weeks, months in WWE, he was not bad on the mic right away. This guy was on the mic on NXT. He wasn't really good, and he's trying to be the next Kurt Angle. But Kurt Angle is just a different animal, man. Kurt Angle was a rarity. Okay, this guy, and then we saw him in the ring with King Corbin. There was no chemistry. Obviously, it's his first match. The timing was off. He seemed nervous. The crowd was not behind him. The crowd was booing him. They said they chanted out a bunch of other stuff like "You're not Angle. You're not the Gable we want." Oh my God! The reception the crowd did not give it. Did not give it back to them. It was. I don't know what I don't know if it's because she's trying to whip off Kurt Angle's gimmick, or he just seems dry, like uninspiring, to slow, not good, or it's because if you don't know this, there is a controversy behind Gable Stevenson. Before he became an Olympic wrestler, okay, in 2019, while at college or university, let's see. Him, let me get the him sexual, yeah, sophomore season in 2019. A teammate of him and a teammate were arrested on suspicion of a criminal sexual conduct. Okay, so I don't know if that has something to play with it, even though they were released without charges shortly after due inadequate evidence. However, the University of Minnesota did not lift suspensions of the two until 6 months later in December. So I don't know if the people are booing him because of that. I don't think that's the case, honestly. Maybe it is. Maybe some people are, but maybe some people just don't buy him. Just don't buy him right away. If you're ripping off here's the thing. If you're gonna try to whip off a character, and you come out, do all those poses to the crowd, get the crowd's attention, and you have basically the singlet, the gold medal, and you try to whip up a character in your first match, you're not gonna get a pleasant reception from the crowd, especially when you're trying to whip off a legend like Kurt Angle. You got to earn it, man. You got to get the crowd behind you first. Develop your own character, man. Don't be these Olympic guys. Don't be these sorry. Don't. But I don't know if it's maybe I don't know. But yeah, the match ended with a no count out. No, Double count out. They're both outside for that count of 10. They had a brawl with each other after. They were brawling with each other after the match ended. Gable Stevenson managed to get the upper hand, stand tall. The crowd, he went in the crowd like this, like, posing the crowd. It's like, yeah, I came out of it on. The crowd was booing the hell out of him. WWE has a problem here because WWE is clearly investing a lot of their time into this guy. They want to make him a major star. That's their goal. Their long-term plan is the guy to make a major star. And on the first night, when the crowd doesn't buy into him, and when you have him also double count out, the fans are not stupid, man. They don't want people pushed down their throats, okay? Man, he wasn't even really good in the ring. Ugh. His moveset was overhead suplex and a German suplex. Basically the same moveset Brock Lesnar has. But you know what Brock Lesnar is? Brock Lesnar is a rare man. He's a beast, man. He's a beast of a man. And Brock Lesnar has charisma, man. And has character. This guy has nothing. But yeah, Gable Stevenson got the win. And so, no, Gable Stevenson did not get the win. Did not get the win. Guess the last laugh, but did not get the win. Okay. Next match was the North American Championship between Dominic Mysterio, Way's son, defending against Mustafa Ali and Wesley. Okay. What I thought was going to happen in this match did not happen at all. I thought Sami Zayn was going to cost Dominic the match, right? Because in a triple threat match, you're allowed interference, right? You're allowed interference. There's basically no rules in a triple threat match. The only way you can win is by pin or submission. I thought it was going to happen, but Dominic came out with a win. I would say the highlight of this match was really a cool spot is when Ripley Whiptide picked up Wesley and Whiptide her finishing move to Wesley through the announce table. That was a highlight of the match. But like always, Dom cannot win on his own. Rhea helps Dom win the match, and Dom retains the title. All right. Fourth match. No, sixth match. No, yeah, whatever. Fifth match was the women's NXT title match, the submission match, which I thought could have been better. It's an okay match, but there was some miscommunication or some issues in this match. Tiffany Stratton defending against Thea Hall. Now, look, let's give some credit here. They're both relatively young and really inexperienced. Thea Hall is only 19, so she's really, really young. Tiffany Stratton's only been doing this for about a year or two. So she's also inexperienced. So due to the mistiming and miscommunications, there's problems in this match. You could amount it to inexperience. Maybe, I don't know. Not just inexperience. There's just a lot of inexperience on the NXT roster, right, at times in this pay-per-view. And you could clearly see the inexperience played a factor in some of these matches. And I don't know. I really feel like I don't know if some of these wrestlers are ready to be in an audience that had 10,000 people. It's very different to do it in front of 100 people, but in front of 10,000 people, it feels like they were nervous, some of them, and definitely it showed. And this match definitely showed because this is not Tiffany Stratton's biggest match, right? Right? Obviously, because she's a champion. She had bigger matches. But this is Thea Hall's biggest match. She's 19 years old. You're penciling a 19-year-old in the biggest match of his career. And from a crowd of maybe 10,000? 10,000 at least? Maybe less. Right? And you can clearly see the inexperience here, the nerves. Even with Tiffany Stratton at the end, she was struggling to put in the Boston Crab. Like she had no practice of it. Like, oh my God. And that took like 5 minutes. And yeah, she won. Thea Hall lost. But Tiffany Stratton won and retains the NXT Women's title, but you could clearly in this match see the inexperience. Not just this match, the Gable Stevenson match. It's understandable Gable Stevenson. This is his first time. Okay. Remember, some of these wrestlers, they were not trained at wrestling schools. They were trained at performance centers by WWE. Okay. So some of these superstars only have 1 or 2 years wrestling training. It's a lot different training in front of. It's a lot different wrestling in front of your teachers, your instructors, and then in front of an audience of 100 people. Then it's in front of an audience of thousands of people. It's a lot different. Okay, it's a lot different. But then we got to the main event, which I actually really liked. I think the main event was a really, really good match, actually. Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title. This match was good. Ilya Dragunov is hard-nosed, hard-hitting, aggressive, in your face. Carmelo Hayes is more high-flying, more acrobatic, more flashy. I would say flashy, right? Okay, style of wrestling. And they worked well together this match. The stuff Ilya Dragunov was doing to Carmelo Hayes, some of the chops, some of the moves. Carmelo Hayes had like red marks over his chest and stuff due to the chops. The Ric Flair kind of chops, stuff like that. Oh my god! And he had red marks all over him. It's just that he was taking a beating from Ilya Dragunov, and there were some really cool spots in this match. I really did like when Ilya Dragunov was going to go for a suplex off the top turnbuckle, the top rope suplex, but Carmelo Hayes managed to push Ilya off, and then jump and manage to get him into a cutter off the top rope. That was a great move. I like that. But in the end, Carmelo Hayes gets the win here and retains the title over Ilya Dragunov in a really good main event. This main event was actually really good. They're two good wrestlers. Carmelo Hayes is definitely Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. They're going to be killers on the main roster. Okay, definitely. You get Ilya Dragunov. I can tell you, it's going to be a monster in the main roster. And Carmelo Hayes, when he's main roster ready, is going to be a huge star. He already is in NXT. He plays himself like a huge star in NXT. When he gets to the main roster, watch out, man. Watch out, because this guy has a moon full of potential. Definitely on the main roster. And that's NXT Great American Bash for you. So overall, the pay-per-view was okay. Okay. Some matches are just okay, and there's a couple good matches. Finishes are not exactly the most satisfying. It's not on the finish. It's not who won or lost. It's how they won and lost. That's the least satisfying part. Okay. It's like watching a movie. If you watch say if you watch Thanos, they just get punched easily. One punch by like Hawkeye, and he's down. You don't like that kind of finish, obviously. Thanos is going to lose. Thanos is eventually going to lose, but like, you want a great, satisfying way how Thanos is going to lose, right? You just want something simple. It's not the best example, man. If Hawkeye can one punch Thanos, then Hawkeye is the strongest person in the universe. Okay. But yeah, that was okay. So, and they're having their next NXT pay-per-view event is September 30th, the end of September. NXT No Mercy. Yeah, September 30th. That's a Saturday, I think. All right. All right. It's time to move on, guys. Let's move on to some non-Great American Bash NXT stuff. Where do we want to go here? So I did talk about Gable Stevenson in that review. So we're gonna skip that, okay? Okay. Okay. Where do you want to go? So on AEW Dynamite, very controversial very controversial stuff went down, okay? In the world of wrestling. And if you're a fan of women's wrestling, this is what happened. So, Tyra Valkyrie and Britt Baker were having a match on AEW Dynamite last Wednesday. And the match was not good. Let's get it out of the way. The match was terrible. It was not a good match, okay? It was not a good match. There was a lot of slip-ups, a lot of mistakes. And these are not rookies, man. These are veterans. Okay? Okay? These are veterans. They've been in the business for years. Tyra Valkyrie longer than Britt, but still. But there was a crowd. The TV zoomed in on the crowd to find these signs and stuff. You know the crowd. People bring signs to the wrestling event in the crowd, right? There was a sign that said, "Tony, book the AEW's women's division better," and that's been an ongoing issue that AEW fans or wrestling fans have with Tony Khan and AEW is not their mistreatment of the AEW women's division, but their booking of the AEW's women's division. Okay? Like stories, getting other women over. And I'll tell and here's the thing with the women's division. You got good talent in the women's division. They only get one match on a 2-hour show, okay? On Dynamite. Then on Collision, they only get one match on a 2-hour show, okay? WWE on Raw, 3-hour show, right? WWE on Raw, 3-hour show. They at least do 2 or 3 women matches, or not just women matches, but 2 or 3 women programs. That includes segments and matches, maybe even 4 a week on a 3-hour show. Okay? Okay. And a lot of people are really going after Tyra Valkyrie. And she said she was getting threats, insults. You don't do that, man. Don't just because the match was bad and stuff went wrong that happened to your favorite wrestler. Don't threaten. Don't insult. Don't say shit. Don't say this deplorable stuff to the wrestler, to the person that you blame. Sorry, don't. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. Please, wake up. Okay, and I do agree the women's division needs to be booked better. I do. We got great talent. Okay. The question is how? I don't know. I think the thing is, I think Britt Baker kind of overexposes herself at times because I think she definitely has a lot of power in the women's division in terms of getting in the ear of Tony Khan. And I think some wrestling fans don't really like that. She's politicking, that's what they think. Because I can tell you one thing. She's not that good in the ring. Britt Baker's not good in the ring. And as AEW grew over the years, the women's division got better wrestlers over time. Okay? They got more better wrestlers in ring work than Britt Baker. Okay? Okay. How can they fix this division? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I just think they could do better. They got talent. They got creative people there. They can figure it out. They can figure it out. Okay? They can figure it out. All right. All right. We'll get the Wrestling Week review after. So the talk is that at All In, the event in Wembley Stadium in England, right? The AEW pay-per-view event in Wembley Stadium. Okay. The talk one of the matches going on so far is Will Ospreay, not NXT, the New Japan's US champion versus Chris Jericho. That's a talk about being one of the matches for All In. Not official, but they got to start building on that this month. Well, yeah, next month. Well, August is tomorrow. Okay, you got to start building on that because this match, this pay per view takes the end of the it's at the end of the month. Yes, August 27th. And yes, so Will Ospreay is British. She's from England, so it makes sense to wrestle on that card, right? You probably want to bring as much British talent available, right, or have as much British talent available on that card. And Will Ospreay is arguably maybe the top British talent right now. That's not officially signed to AEW or WWE. It's more on the independent or New Japan, whatever. Okay, and I think Will Ospreay could do well with Jericho. I mean, he wouldn't put the greatest matches he has with Kenny because Kenny is younger and is a different beast in the ring compared to Jericho. Jericho is not the guy he was 15, 20 years ago. He's older, so he wouldn't be the same in the ring. I'm interested in seeing where how they would get a story to lead up to this match. I'm thinking right now what's going on is Jericho is conflicted on either joining Don Callis' family group, whatever this group he's forming with Takasha. And he's kind of alienating his own faction, the JSA, the Jericho Appreciation Society, the JAS, not JSA, Justice League Society of America. I can't believe it. JAS, Jericho Appreciation Society. It's kind of alienating him. Where the members, they don't trust them. They start walking out on him. They don't trust them, right? Because of his affiliation with Don Callis. Is he going to leave Don Callis? To leave for Don Callis' group or not? They don't trust him, and he's very conflicted right now because on Dynamite, he's going to team up with Takasha to take on JAS members Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. And when Don Callis mentioned that, the look on his face, he was dejected. Like you could tell on his face, oh man, he was just no, I can't. He was just dejected when he had that. And what I think is happening here, if I'm bringing it two into a picture, there's a potential match because Will Ospreay did get help from Callis during the Omega feud. If I'm putting two and two together here, I think not Omega, fuck. I think Jericho rejects the offer of Don Callis, and this starts something between those two where Don Callis gets Ospreay to go up against Jericho. Where, yeah, that's what I think. I think I think Jericho decides, you know what? I'm gonna stick by my guys, the JAS, and not go with Callis. And Callis is gonna be very pissed off, mad, angry, and he's gonna get Ospreay to do his dirty work. Dirty work. Okay? That's what I think's gonna happen. That's what I think is gonna happen. And that's what's gonna lead to Jericho versus Ospreay at not US. Maybe for the NXT US, not NXT, maybe the US, the New Japan US belt at All In Wembley in London, England. Maybe they'll put the title online. But yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I was a little distracted. Okay. Okay, you know what? Wrestling Weekly Review. I'm gonna do only certain stuff, okay? On Collision, MJF and Adam Cole did face FTR for the AEW Tag Team titles in a really, really good main event match. Everybody had suspicion that MJF was going to turn on Adam Cole because they did lose, but that was not the case. They hugged, and played along with the crowd, stuff like that. But it seems like MJF is finally develop a friend. Maybe I don't know. It's still MJF, but maybe it's genuine with him now. Maybe it's genuine. Maybe it's real. I not mean real in real life, but maybe real in wrestling terms. That he has a friend of Adam Cole because MJF was conflicted himself. He had the belt, and Adam Cole was like, just hit me already from behind. And he didn't. His brain was telling him to do it, but his heart said no. And he listened to his heart, and he had a friend. And everybody thought MJF was going to turn on Adam Cole. I was one of the few that said, I don't think he's turning on him. I don't think he's turning on him. I don't think he's turning on him. And that's the case. He did not turn him. Now, I don't know how long this goes. And the question is, when they eventually break up, do they turn or do they go separate? Somebody turn or they go separate ways? Okay, I don't know how long it is. Is MJF going to give him a title match? He did promise him. He did promise Adam Cole a title match. Will he give it to him? That's the question. Fuck. I'm sorry. I swore. Okay. What else is there? Okay. So, okay. CM Punk claims he's still the champion and he never lost the title. That bag he always brings. He brings out the title belt, the belt he never really lost. He has an X on it. He calls it a straight edge title. And him and Ricky Starks are going to go at it on Collision this Saturday night. Ricky Starks is a heel now, obviously. Oh, come on. It's going to be fun. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. No, the grassy. Take those chickens. Cook them. Have some chicken tonight. Okay. So what else happened? Oh, Grayson Waller is talking shit, and it's all talking shit. His area is talking shit about a certain actor, former wrestler turned actor, the one, the flop Black Adam, The Rock. Okay? Update on this. The dirt sheets are saying, as of right now, The Rock is not planning to come back, even for one night. Now, as a wrestling match, it's a segment. Right now, there's no word on that, okay? Okay? But listen very carefully. Oh, okay. But listen, in the past, there's been times where the dirt sheets did not mention The Rock coming back, and The Rock has surprise the wrestling universe. Okay? Keep that in mind. Right now, with the strikes going down, I don't know what The Rock's schedule is right now. I mean, he could be doing other stuff that's not actor related. Maybe, I don't know, winning at XFL. I don't know if the XFL season's over. I don't know why he's taking. I really don't know why he's taking on that financial burden in the XFL, man. I don't know why. Seriously, I think that was another stupid move. But whatever. He can do whatever he wants with his money. Whatever. But yeah, so like, there's nothing right now. Like, they haven't talked. But you know what? I think they are gonna get The Rock for SummerSlam. Okay. Listen. Money in the Bank. Nobody had John Cena appearing at Money in the Bank. Okay, it was perfect place, perfect timing. Nobody had it. Nobody, no scoopers, no rumors, no dirt sheets, whatever in the wrestling world had John Cena appearing at Money in the Bank. And he only appeared in a segment. And I think it's gonna happen with The Rock at SummerSlam. Okay, and he's gonna do something with Grayson Waller. Can he do the rock bottom and the people's elbow to this guy? He may not have any ring. He may be rusty and not have any actual training in the ring for some time. But I'm pretty sure he can still do the rock bottom in the people's elbow. I mean, the people's elbow is not hard to do, right? He doesn't need training to do the people's elbow again. Same with the rock bottom. He'll do something. I think he'll be there. It's going to be surprised, and he's going to be like, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And, oh my God, Grayson Waller's going to get a talking to on the mic. Because all he does is talking shit about The Rock. Because he's getting so big-headed, Grayson Waller, that he got to do something with John Cena at Money in the Bank. And then the Friday, 5 or 6 days later on SmackDown, he got to do something with Edge. Two legends, right? Two legends of wrestling. And obviously with The Rock, trying to, get The Rock involved and stuff, One of the biggest legends of all time. Why not? Who's next? Stone Cold? Maybe Hulk Hogan. No. By the way, Hogan did do a podcast with Theo Vaughn, right? Theo Vaughn. He did do a podcast with him. It's okay. So if the Rock, you know what? Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the Rock does show up. And if he doesn't, I'll take the L. Okay. Don't be surprised. Okay. Now what else is going on? What else is going on? Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah. I did not mention this. I did not tweet this out, but Paul Rubens, if you know who Paul Rubens is, he's better known as Pee Wee Herman, just passed away. He was privately had cancer, right? He had cancer, and that's why eventually I was killed him, cancer. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. He's been other some stuff, you might know him from not just Pee Wee Herman, but you might know him from Batman Returns as the Penguin's father. He was there for 5 minutes. He's the Penguin's father. He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer the movie. He was one of the second in command vampire. I forget his name. I did not know that was him, honestly. I did not know it was Paul Rubens. He was also, ironically, he played the Penguin's father in Batman Returns. You know the ironic thing is, he also played the Penguin's father in Gotham. Yes, he played two penguins, different penguins, his father in his acting career. Facts. Look it up. He played. Okay. Also, there's a wrestling connection. Paul Rubens. There's a wrestling connection. Usually, lately they haven't been doing this, but for some time, the past few years they haven't been doing this. But for some time, WWE for WrestleMania, they like to get a bunch of celebrities, right? To make an appearance, right? Sometimes they'll do the ring keepers, they'll do the announcing, whatever, or sometimes just make a guest appearance. They've been doing that for ever since the beginning of WrestleMania, really, from '85. They've been doing that. It's been a staple of WWE. They kind of stopped the past few years. I mean, they still have celebrities once in a while, but they kind of stop in an excessive way. Okay. They kind of stopped, but WrestleMania, I forget what year. I forgot what number it was. It's the one in 2011. 2011, he made a guest appearance at WrestleMania, or it could be the Raw or WrestleMania, whatever. And it was a backstage segment with The Rock, and this is where The Rock and Cena were having their feud, and The Rock and Cena feud. This is before their match at WrestleMania the year after. This is The Rock. This is where Cena was going to face The Miz for the title, but Rock got involved in that feud, right? It got involved, and it's coming back to WrestleMania. It's the WrestleMania guest host, right? The host of WrestleMania. Paul Rubens was there. And he got involved a little bit in a backstage segment. Not if he didn't do anything. There wasn't, right? He was there. He did his classic Pee Wee Herman personality a little bit in the backstage segment. You could look it up on YouTube. Okay, you could look it up on YouTube. I think WWE might have it on their Twitter account. I wonder if they did a thing, a remembrance or something. Maybe. Let me check. I know there's another passing in the wrestling world. Okay. The fuck. Let me see if they tweeted out something about Paul Rubens. Oh, Logan Paul's gonna be a Raw tonight. Yay! Whatever. Yeah, so they did. They did tweet out stuff about Paul Rubens. I'll read it out loud. WWE is saddened to learn that the beloved entertainer Paul Rubens has passed away. WWE extends its condolences to Rubens' family, friends, and fans. Yeah, it did do something for him. I remember. And go check it on YouTube, Paul Rubens WWE. Okay. Oh, also, I mean, you know what? I haven't talked about Dark Side of the Ring on my streams for this season. For the past few seasons, I have on these streams, but I haven't for this season. And they're almost at a point. They're done. They're almost done. Last episode was Batman Bigelow. You know, Beast from the East. Okay, you know Batman Bigelow. So I suggest you check out season 3. I'll say this: season 3 is not quite as interesting as the past seasons because I feel like the superstars they're selecting, even though some of them do have some tragic stories and stuff, tragic careers or life. I don't think they're as tragic as the ones they've done in the past because they've done a lot of in the first few 2 or 3 seasons. Like the main ones, the big stories everybody's talking, the big wrestling tragic stories everybody's talking about. Okay, but tomorrow's Dark Side of the Ring, it's not based on a superstar, but based on a whole pay-per-view event. Bash at the Beach 2000. If you don't know what that pay-per-view signifies, that's the day that's Hulk Hogan's last night in WCW. The whole famous Hogan Vince Russo stuff. You know, gesture laid down for Hogan, all that stuff. You know, that's tomorrow. You know what's a really good one? I suggest you check out. I gotta go bathroom actually. A good one to watch. The North Korea one. The North Korea one. When WCW went to North Korea. That was a good one. There's a lot of good ones. I'll be right back. Oh, check out the one before Batman Bigelow, Abdullah Butcher. I'm back. I had to go to the bathroom. Sorry, guys. I don't really like going to the bathroom during a stream, but you know, especially if you're hosting a stream as a guest, it's no problem. But hosting a stream, it's I don't like it. And I don't think anybody likes it, right? When you host a stream and you have to go to the bathroom, it's nah. So another bit of wrestling news. A24 if we're talking movies here, their movie, the Von Erichs movie, the Von Erichs, you know, the movie based on that wrestling family from classic world Re- world championship wrestling, right? Is it classic? Yeah, classic world of wrestling, whatever, right? And it's a Texas promotion, and if you know that story, go watch this movie, guys. I know a lot of people here, and I know there's some wrestling fans in our community, but I know there's a lot of non-wrestling fans in this community. But if you like the wrestler, okay, because that movie was really, really good, okay, and that movie did really represent how wrestling was like, okay. But this movie, but if you really like wrestling, like this is gonna be different than Fighting My Family, okay. Finding My Family, I know people like that movie, but that Finding the Family was not accurate at all. The Florence Pugh movie. Now, I don't know how accurate this movie is going to be with the Von Erichs, but I hope it does the family justice and portray them in a good light. Because that family had it's a tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, heartbreak, death, drugs. Degrassi knows what I'm talking about here. He knows the Von Erichs. And they were hot and like they were like the top wrestling attraction in Texas in the 70s and 80s. Okay. They were that big. Okay. And they had some great. They had some one of the most underrated feuds that people don't really talk about. Okay, it's them versus the Freebirds. Okay. Michael P.S. Hayes and Terry Gordy, Garvin also, whatever. Jerry Garvin, I think is his name. Uh, so A24 is doing a movie on them. Comes out in December. Now you may recognize some actors from it. Okay, Zac Efron. Let me see who they playing who. Let me see that. Okay, let me see who's playing who. Okay, let me see who's playing. Okay, A Family Affair. No, that's not what it is. It's not what's called. The Iron Claw is the movie. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Right. Okay. The Iron Claw. So yeah, the Iron Claw is the movie about. Okay, so Zac Efron is playing Kevin Von Erich. I think Kevin Von Erich is alive still. Yeah. So Kevin Von Erich is the only one alive of the brothers. I think. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Yes. Okay. You got Lily James as Pam Atkinson. I don't know who Pam Atkinson is. Maybe a girlfriend or a future wife of one of the brothers. I don't know. Okay. Harris Dickinson as David Von Erich. Maria Turney as Doris Von Erich. Holt McCanley as Fritz Von Erich. Fritz Von Erich is the father of the boys. Um, Jeremy Allen Wright. Jeremy Allen Wright is playing Kerry Von Erich. Kerry Von Erich, he's the one who he made the jump to WWE. He as a tornado, Texas tornado. He could have had a future in WWE. I really do hope he looks really buff for that role because Kerry Von Erich was built, man. Like he was built as a brick, man. The guy was huge. The guy was really had muscle all over him, man. And Jeremy Allen White is portraying him. And Jeremy Allen White may get an Emmy for the Bear, right? Oh, MJF. Maxwell Jacob Freeman of AEW, the champion. He's in the movie too. He's making his movie debut, and he's playing Lance Von Erich, who also is still alive, but I don't think he's a brother. I don't think he's a brother. Where is he? No, he's not. He's not related to them. He's actually not related. Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, but he'll definitely win it. He's out. Who else? Oh, we got some Chavo Guerrero Jr. Eddie's nephew is playing the Sheik. The Sheik. Wow. And Ryan Naismith is playing Gino Hernandez. Gino Hernandez. Wow, I know Gino. I know the history of Gino Hernandez too, man. It's. I hope this movie is good. It does them justice because this is a very tragic family story. You know, in the world of wrestling. I really do hope they do the story properly, man. I really do. It's by A24. I mean, they. Like I like. I really hope this has the same. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I really hope this movie has the same kind of effect as The Wrestler. Okay, because look, not just the wrestling people love The Wrestler is a good movie overall. Okay, I really hope that's the same effect as The Wrestler. Okay, because that movie was great. How they portrayed wrestling, like people like the Grassy knows this. People have this. People don't understand, especially back in the day before now, how hard the lifestyle of wrestling is. When if you learn about that, if you're a newbie and you learn about the lifestyle of wrestling, be like, man, how are you able to do that? How are you able to live? Right, like, right? I think wrestler portrayed that very well. I hope the Von Erich movie does that pretty well because there were mega stars in no promotion. All the girls wanted them. They're all good looking. All the women wanted them. But they started, tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. I wonder. I know. I wonder if this is going to be like. I wonder if this is going to be like. Where Zac Efron's character is going to kind of narrate the movie because the character he's playing is still alive, and I wonder. I don't know this. I wonder if they got permission from Kevin Von Erich and some of the remaining Von Erich family members, maybe the kids, the kids, because the kids are still alive. I wonder if they got permission from them. If A24 got permission from them. I wonder if they consulted them. I wonder if Kevin Von Erich and the others consulted with A24, the director Sean Durkin on this movie, because I really would think that making a movie like this, you have to get permission. You need to get permission from the family because it's such a hurtful tragedy the family has gone through. Okay, and I think when Dark Side of the Ring did on the Von Erichs, right? Their episode of the Von Erichs, I think Kevin Von Erich was okay with it because he did do interview. So good. Right? You have to, right? You have to get them on this, right? You have to. You can't just say, we're going to do a movie of ours and without them getting, You just without them getting permission or whatever. Yeah, you just have to. It's insensitive, I would say, right? It's insensitive. People, I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this out loud. If you're watching this, I know it's my wrestling stream, but if you're a non-wrestling fan, please support this movie. Please support this movie. Now we don't. Please support this movie if it's good, obviously, but please support this movie. Please. It's more than just wrestling, okay? This is what wrestling was like. This was wrestling was like. Arguably, arguably the hardest job on the planet. I mean, I'm hyperboling there, but like, if you understand where I'm coming from, where it's like one of the hardest jobs on the planet. There's reason why. You travel a lot. You don't see your family as much. You know, whatever. Especially back then, they took drugs. They drank. It's, yeah. I think they are producing. Let me see. They haven't produced. Did they get permission? Yeah, I think they did. Marshall Von Erich. Yeah, Marshall Von Erich. Marshall Von Erich is the son of Kevin. The brother that's alive. And Kevin Von Erich's kids are a tag team. Tag team in MLW, Major League Wrestling. We really need more wrestling movies like this. Okay, get Hulk Hogan running up. Man, they need to do a Ric Flair movie. Oh, can you imagine a Ric Flair movie? Oh, can you imagine a Samoan Dynasty movie with Yokozuna? No, that better be a rock. How would you do that movie? How would you do a movie based on a Samoan dynasty? Because The Rock is involved in that dynasty. He's part of that dynasty, right? The Snukas, the Alphas, Roman Reigns, Yokozuna. They're all Rikishi. They're all part of that dynasty. It'd probably be like a Rock movie. Rock would probably have to be involved. And look, Fire My Family, that movie with Florence Pugh, that's fiction. A lot of that was so not real. Okay. They added so much stuff that was not real in that movie. Like Vince Vaughn's character is not a real character. Was not a real person. Look, Vince Vaughn's character, Hush Morgan, I don't think that's a real person. I don't think that was a real person in wrestling. Stink face. Yeah, stink face. All right. What else? I'm sorry, like if you know me, if I like movies based on if I want biopics and movies based on history, um, I want it to be authentic as much as as possible. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. But Rikishi would call stink face. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you remember Degrassi? Do you remember when Kane was in the movie See No Evil and they did a whole thing in 2005, May 19, 2005? Remember May 19? And that's the whole little fake Kane versus real Kane stuff. Remember that? When they tried to copy the fake Taker versus real Undertaker in 94, they tried to do that with Kane and the whole May 19th stuff. That was like some bad story shit right there. Well, where is this? All right. We're going to end it here because Raw is at 6 minutes. Raw is at 6 minutes. So I'm going to end it here, guys. So, yeah. It's tonight's the go home show of Raw before SummerSlam Saturday. Saturday is SummerSlam, right? Tonight is the last Raw before SummerSlam, August 5th. Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Also, this Thursday, we're going to do a preview and prediction show for SummerSlam. So, we're going to go through the matches, and I'm going to give you my predictions, who's going to win. And if anybody wants to come on, or if you just want to say in the chat who you think is going to win, feel free to do so. And yeah, that's basically it. So do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and do all that stuff. And let's see if I have any. And and that's what I think about you guys. I stopped doing this, but I'm going to do it for you guys.
Too sweet!
Sweet!
Too sweet! Too sweet!
Too sweet! Thank you. Take care, guys.